our next match with KCMmmmm versus Warningtrack. Diamond, even.
I think you missed one of the M's, but
Did I?
yeah.
I think I got it.
Who's counting?
Well, give him. Yeah.
Get all the M's.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. It's tougher than tracking fingerprint.
And now we're gonna have a really high-level matchup.
Right.
Really excited to see both of these players. They're both pretty well-known and prominent players. They both have 10,000 games. KCM with over 20,000 games, so a ton of experience going into this match. Let's just see how both of these maps go. We'll have to see what they pick and ban first.
All right. Yep. Let's take a look at that. I got these up right here. All right. So the first ban came out of KCM, and it is no. Once again, no TN. The next ban. Oh, this is an interesting one out of Warningtrack. It looks like I'm gonna not be playing this map in my next match against him. Is Gallery. That is sad. First pick coming out of KCM. Ooh, we're gonna get double modern, or modern, I should say. And then Warningtrack. Oh no! Why is Warningtrack picking double balcony? Okay, so I guess maybe he just hates. He likes playing it, but he hates casting it. Maybe. All right. Anyway, on to the next pick. We are getting single ballroom, and then from Warningtrack we got high rise. So Warningtrack clearly has a plan.
I'm not.
Warningtrack always has a plan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Warningtrack is probably the player that does sort of the most research on his opponents.
Yeah, I think he's probably the most well known for getting to Diamond based that really solid preparation and just having a pretty good spy and a solid sniper that lets him play pretty flexible. Like he's picked a variety of maps over the past few seasons.
Yeah, I mean, his research helps a lot for both his games and his casting. So I am a little bit confused about the balcony pick, balcony double pick there. Like, it's not something I would expect from Track, but I can't even say that it's a because from what I know, and it might be a bit outdated, KCM should be pretty good at balcony.
Yeah, you would think. I would think so. I mean, I think KCM should be pretty good at every map, though. So, you know.
Yeah, it just depends. I mean, when you see like an example where KCM has lost on balcony would be like SCL Season 3 Finals versus Kaylee, where he did lose a double balcony set. So maybe Warningtrack like, well, if Kaylee can beat KCM, then I should be able to beat KCM on balcony.
Good. I can see that logic. We'll see how that plays out here. Oh, and that's
it's definitely the spirit.
Yep. All right. Anyway, we got KCM going first as Oprah. I've seen quite a lot of Oprah today. All right, anyway, I'm ready to go. Count us down when we are ready, Yeesh.
Alrighty, starting off in 3, 2, 1, playing it. KCM from personal anecdote really enjoys this map, especially with the 30 seconds now. Like he was one of the best when it was 4 minutes, and he was able to get mission completions successfully and consistently. So you can imagine with the 30 seconds, KCM is just even better at this map than usual.
And with an additional 45, he could do even more.
Yep, and we start off with a nice early soft tilt too. When you have so much time, and with 5 of 8, fingerprint is less likely to be tracked. And we get that amazing bug while we go to return the fingerprint. Highlighted on KCM. Yeah, those fingerprint, those briefcase bugs are not too common. Most of the time when you see them, you see a standing bug, which is a really obvious lane. But when you do those walking bugs when you enter or exit, it can be pretty powerful and is honestly, in my opinion, pretty underrated.
Yeah, KCM starting, I wouldn't say aggressively, but actively. And getting the first flirt about it seems. Or not, because it's stealing.
Yeah, it just looked like he delayed that, and really hasn't been KCM being incredibly active. He did start the game with an SDA by himself, but just looking like he's just taking the opportunities the party's giving to him so far.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that that kind of suits with KCM's playstyle of just overall him being a behaviorist. It's a lot of, I'll use the party instead of creating my own if I can.
And there's the banana bread coming off. There is only 2 conversations with an SDA, so Warningtrack could potentially narrow that down to 6 partygoers. But looks like he's just going to take his regular BB lowlights and be happy with that.
That was quite a few lowlights, I'd say. So, yeah, I think anyone could be happy with those and see how the game pans out after.
And just from watching Warningtrack Sniper, he is taking behavioral lowlights for idling. Understanding that the spy does have to be pretty active even with the extra 30 seconds in order to complete. So definitely lowlighting some guests for staying still in conversation or poor flirt positioning. So might get to see Warningtrack whittle this party down even more. Right now it's only down to 9 guests.
Yeah, and it's we're still in a quite good position, especially with that flirt progress. So flirt, fingerprint, and something else, possibly purloin.
Yeah, if the ambassador does go to a set of statues, maybe we'll see KCM potentially go for that. The ambassador does go to the bar right now. Fingerprint, purloin, print could be a pretty nice way here
Yeah,
to win the game.
fingerprint delegate, it seems. And we need to get to Nakano for a delegate, so might as well get to Nakano with RST to finish everything, right?
Yeah, very true. And now going to be taking this. And as you're saying, we do need to get in a conversation. What better conversation than the one with our ST in it? But unfortunately, all lowlights. If KCM does delegate to one of them, that would put KCM as the only person that could have potentially finished.
The twin is a neutral, but yeah, and instead do need to finish our flirt first,
Yeah,
which is a
KCM.
decent. Go ahead.
No, no worries. KCM has been a bit unlucky this game. The ST's bailed on him at least twice, maybe 3 times. Just being a little more patient with it, but unfortunately not working out quite yet. And now gets
Yeah,
that done. One more mission to go.
I'm not sure if the delegate timer is still happening, is still active, or it's about to expire soon, I think. We need to do something. Microphone would be noticed that late in the game.
Yeah, it looks like we might end up going for a swap. Unfortunately, the person that came to us was white dress, and she had a book in her hand. So if Casey, she would take a very long time first to put the book back and then to go purloin. There's no way that the timer was going to accompany that.
I think what we're gonna do now is we're gonna directly purloin. I believe someone doesn't matter because we do get shot first.
Yeah, I'm guessing demanding is what got that shot.
Yep.
Yeah.
The demand is a hard tell, but KCM felt like that was the only way he was going to be able to win it.
I think yeah, KCM was right about that. There was not enough time.
Yeah. If that delegate had come off sooner, if party was a little bit more helpful,
Yeah.
we might have gotten awareness.
I mean, he could have done the delegate in that. Does that still turn it into overtime? Or did that get changed?
No, it would not. He would have to send it in order for the person.
So that is unfortunate. That was at one point that is how it worked, but
yeah, pretty solid game overall.
Or not overtime, but stop time. But anyway, yeah.
But yeah,
it was
it's
good.
Not the last mission not panning out for him. So
yeah,
solid game though.
I mean, the question though is how much suspicion did KCM have throughout this match? No highlight, but there was only one highlight, so I'm feeling like
Right.
highlights weren't necessarily an indication of how much suspicion Warningtrack had overall. So it's
Yeah,
really hard to
Warningtrack.
say.
Yeah, he played pretty behavioral, unlike something we're really used to with him. So was playing pretty fluid with his highlights and lowlights, making constant decisions on the fly. So really nice job from
Yep.
him. Starting off on the spy now as Irish. Let's see if he can pull a spy win against
Yep.
KCM in 3, 2, 1, playing it. At the start, KCM went for a timeout. Looks like Warningtrack is also going to start this game pretty slow, not going for anything incredibly.
Yeah, I mean, usually you do want to see how things pan out, and Modern is one of those maps where AIs take a little bit more time to settle down in their initial spots.
And a pretty early BB. This is the only conversation with, oh, my apologies. There's 2 conversations with a real DA. So KCM also just going to make the same reaction, not going to take any other aggressive lowlights.
Yeah, we do have 6 of those already, or 5 now. So that's quite narrowing down the party considering the time that has passed. We do have pretty good progress. Banana bread done, partial seduction, partial fingerprint. With 1 minute in, I'd say that's very decent, and now off to statue.
Yeah, and KCM, one of the trademarks of his sniper is that he is a behaviorist. So you'll see him probably, like Warningtrack was getting consistent lowlights throughout the but he will not spend his highlights for inspects like a lot of players do. He'll spend his highlights for general suspicion.
True, yeah. And he is quite likely, to relight um, characters as such as well.
Absolutely. Right now, just going to get his second close word. He will need a green test in order to complete, but with 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the left, Flirt's not going to be that much of a worry here. Looks like he's going to go for the bar, go for a delegate plus potential half print here. If he can hit this half print, that'll be the fingerprint mission completed.
Yeah, that is and we
And
do get it. Nice.
yeah, really nice there. Pretty solid game plan so far. Inspect and Seduce is obviously what we want to complete here since we have partial progress on all of those. We don't really, but kind of like KCM's position, what's the final mission you really want to go for here?
I don't know, potentially microfilm, but you would need to start it now-ish. So, grab a book, then go flirt, then perhaps do something else. Though I do understand wanting to finish statues now, because if you go for some shenanigans later, you have done statues already. Oh,
And we go for, so the delegate did happen to Oprah. Oprah is a lowlight. Oprah also had a book in their hand. So looking like the Warningtrack was going for a quick, fast mission completion. The delegate timer did expire just in time. Unfortunately, the book, Oprah did have to return the book. So that extra bit of time wasted probably cost Warningtrack that mission. But it doesn't look like the swap is even being watched. And we
yeah,
hit the
it
green test.
seems.
Use 2 to finish. Really clean.
That
Yeah,
is that.
well played by Track there.
Yeah. Up to 1 now. That was a good thinking on Track's part. He was probably aware that the unfortunate well, I mean, it wasn't a bug in this case because he delegated to someone with a book. Just didn't notice that. And so he took advantage of the seduction target here, getting another green. That's three greens in a row. Not bad.
Yeah, pretty solid game there from Warningtrack to get to go up 2-0 versus KCM here.
Yep. Yep.
And now starting the next game with KCM as Spy as Taft, starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Now I'm curious to see if Warningtrack is going to adapt or if he's going to keep on playing this behavioral style with whittling down the party.
I mean,
Your
it
thoughts,
worked for
Kat?
him the first time, so unless you fail, I think you would continue until you fail and then rethink.
And wow, we're at a really good wrong arm bug there. The ambassador was at the back of the conversation, and he had a book in hand, so had to use the right arm in order to pull it off. But some really nice execution there in order to pull that off nicely. Not even highlight for it.
Yeah, and it didn't seem that it was noticed from Sniper's point of view either. So that's some very useful start.
Yeah, KCM probably known for getting some of the cleanest bugs off in the game. Extremely skilled at it, and just his spy in general is probably one of the strongest, if not the strongest, in the entire community.
Yeah, he's definitely up there. It's a little bit interesting for me to see these games now by KCM and Trackers. Usually, people in Diamond or of that category are usually more idlers than, let's say, like I've talked earlier about me liking active mission progress. But in this, they're being quite active and they're pacing very well and actively rather than just, idling for a low light and doing many things later in the game. So that's pleasantly surprising to see. I'm happy.
Yeah, that can be a way to play Modern, since some snipers will lowlight for inactivity or poor flirt positioning. So that can sometimes work, fish for a lowlight and then rush. In this case, but all the spies choosing to just make steady mission progress while being pretty active the whole time. And this is, you can see the adaptation already. At this point of the game, Warningtrack probably had about like 8 lowlights, 10 lowlights, and yeah, shot comes off for microphone there.
Yeah, very
But
well spotted.
you could see the hard adaptation there. Instead of going for more behavioral style, probably resorting back to camping and paying more attention to these missions, understanding that KCM is very likely to go for microphone here. So really nice catch there. That was a long time that KCM had that book.
All right, on to the next one. We've got this is the last Modern game. So far, Warningtrack is sweeping KCM's pick here.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And Warningtrack on the spy. Let's see if he can make that a 4-0. A reverse sweep on the double map would be a really hot start. Starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, I mean 3-0. That's very strong start by Track, and I don't think KCM is the player to for that to affect him. But he should definitely be thinking something.
Yeah, absolutely. And now with his ST being at the statues, Warningtrack just deciding to wait a little bit before deciding to chase that. A lot of opportunities though. The ambassador is at the bar. That can be a very popular place to go if you want to go delegate, since you get a print, plus delegate is easily one of the stronger missions on Modern.
Banana bread.
But yeah, I was about to comment that we have a good opportunity for banana bread with Double Agent being there, but of course she decides to leave at a very unfortunate time.
Yeah, so compared to the last start, this is extremely slow. We still have a potential to get the fingerprint from the bar here if we really want it. But it looks like he's just going to idle here. Maybe this is the game where Warningtrack fishes for a low light by not doing anything for a minute or two and then rushes at the end.
That would explain it. Yeah, he has been, he was active the previous game, so he might try something different this time. Now Twin got the printable trait. We still have a difficult one available. We're not anymore.
Yeah, it looks like Warningtrack fully committing to this hard idle. Unfortunately, with Seek right next to us, our idle isn't nearly as obvious. It looks like we might just even be timer flirting. So Warningtrack decides to move, maybe make that less obvious, or potentially maybe try to complete missions.
Yeah, banana breading now. Hopefully catching a flirt. That we do. It's still not a great position to be in.
Yeah, at this point on Modern, when you have 2 minutes left and you do not have any hardtails done or any softtails done besides Seduce, it's not looking too good. So Warningtrack may be going for a frame play here, especially now that he's taking the list.
I mean, yeah, now that should be the sort of more reasonable play here, I'd say.
Yeah, this delegate's looking pretty good, and you can already tell that from those 2 BBs plus just KCM's general playstyle, KCM has it narrowed down significantly. It has it down to only about 10 people on this map, which is pretty huge. This is the same position Warningtrack was in the first game.
Yeah, very much so, and it seems KCM just has a better control over this particular game here, or if not control, then at least just the how the events play out.
Yeah, and right now especially, there's probably not going to be many opportunities to delegate, since Warningtrack's definitely running out of time here. He did delegate to Smallman, but I doubt this is even going to take. It was so low on the timer.
Yeah, it was almost on the verge there, I think. But I'm struggling to. Well, now with 40 seconds left only, definitely, so I'm very much struggling to see how Track would win this. Unless a
Yeah,
civilian shot happens, and I don't think KCM is that likely to take those.
and here he's requesting, but honestly, it might not even happen before 10 seconds. KCM might wait for overtime. I think Warningtrack will directly pearl in here just to try to force something out here,
I agree,
but
yeah, that's what I was
KCM can
thinking.
just wait for OT at this point.
Yeah, this point is just overtime, and
And yeah, Warningtrack leaves. He understands, but fishing for the Lilite wasn't a bad play versus KCM. It just wasn't obvious enough. When you're standing next to a character, even if you are idling and not talking, to the sniper, that can just look like you're just going for timer flirts, and that you are still making progress. So you do need to be pretty obvious in order to get Lilith on this map, especially.
yeah. If you do think about the long term and like the long play here, it might have still been useful because now Trag has played one very active game and one very idly game. So, I mean, I'm sure they were both in Diamond last season, I believe as well. Or at least so they have played each other enough to know
Yep.
each other's playstyle.
Yep, and
But overall,
they're both very long time players as well. So
yeah,
they've definitely played each other a couple of times, I'm guessing.
yeah,
Yeah,
but still,
absolutely.
within this one set, you have one active and one idle,
Yep.
so you're not as predictable rather.
Yeah,
Yep.
and Warningtrack also switching up his sniper style, it seems like, from the first and the third game. So we'll have to see if that pattern maintains. Now we move on to balcony. It's the great equalizer, right? Honestly, Warningtrack
Or the
now
great
after
coin
winning
flip, as
3-1,
some might call it.
right? Uh, Warningtrack now probably not too happy he picked this now that he's up 3-1. He probably just wants to trade down to 7-5. But now we'll get to see what happens with Irish as the spy in 3, 2, 1, playing it. And now the real question is what kind of game does KCM want to throw at Warningtrack? You can play a pretty solid game with just flirts and contacts and just do regular timings of your talks. That's a pretty common game though, so we'll see if Warningtrack can adapt.
Yeah, balcony overall is very much a kind of map where it highly depends on what the rest of the party does.
Absolutely. If you get a guest that talks at the right times, then you can definitely see an early shot here. But with one green flirt, if we can get a 2 green game, that would be huge.
That would be huge.
Ooh, and a sim shot comes off. For bug, maybe? I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, I very much wonder what that was for.
Looking back in the replay, it does seem like he was not entirely sure if that was a bug attempt.
I can see why someone would think it was a bug. It was a very peculiar move.
Yeah,
Like how
KCM
there.
especially really does bug a lot, and he's very good at it. So I can understand why Warningtrack thought that maybe KCM was trying to pull a fast one on it.
Plus, it's balcony. You're kind of more suspicious of bugs on this map in a way.
All right, starting off on the next game, we got OJ as Spy. Starting in. You ready? By the way.
Give me a minute here.
Yep.
There we go. Wait. Oh, there we go. Now I am ready.
All right, awesome. Starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it. So Casey's probably pretty happy there to maybe get the opportunity to tie this up after a pretty nice shot there. And Warningtrack also not in close enough range to get a 3 flirt, so deciding to not even flirt at all, instead choosing to leave so that he can potentially re-enter with a closer flirt.
Yeah, like on other maps we have been mentioning that, hey, it's not a great flirt, but, it's still a progress. Might as well take it, we can do it for later. Balcony is the map where the spy usually, if he doesn't have a good flirt opportunity, if he doesn't have a close one, he'd preferably leave. He would rather leave and re-enter.
Banana bread.
And interestingly, he decides to fake BB with the DA out. So I would think this is a misclick. Honestly, hard to say though. Could potentially be going for a frame.
The bug came off clean, it would seem, because, with banana bread having happened.
Apparently not. Oh no! Oh, he ignored Toby. He ignored Toby.
Oh.
Warningtrack.
He did.
I don't.
Well.
No, he didn't. He rejected.
Oh no! Oh, never mind.
He?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just thought saw it stop. Never mind. It just took a long time.
It could have.
Maybe it was just the wheels turning in KCM's head.
Yeah, the Toby was just standing there idling, waiting for someone else to.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe it was that illusion that because he did reject, but then Toby just stood there because. Let's see from KCM's view. Maybe. Oh wow! So everybody either has a drink or they're walking. So Toby had no one else to go to.
That's true. I do think that it ended up being bug that cost him, since the timing of the shot is pretty perfect. It's about 8 seconds after the bug happens. But
yeah,
you'd have to get KCM to confirm.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, that was a very good shot from KCM. So that actually brings them up to tied now. If my scorekeeping is correct.
Yes, 3-3 is what I have as well.
Yeah, now KCM as the spy potentially could even take the lead here. Both players so far doing well on their opponent's maps. Alright, starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Starting with an innocent watch check, possibly once again just figuring out where to go. And we do go next to our seduction target. As expected.
And we hit another green, so really good start already from KCM. If you can hit 2 greens on your flirts, it can be very difficult to shoot the spy when that happens.
Yeah, I mean, green action tests are important on any map, but this one perhaps even a little bit more than usual.
And so far, we're not highlight, so that's a positive thing so far, with Zeke being highlight for talking. So, not too suspicious of Casey.
Yeah, we do return right across our seduction target, but possibly that's, a behavioral choice there. We do get
We
highlight now.
Yeah, for the second talk. We'd love to talk as soon as so that our flirt isn't as obvious, since it does look like we're now waiting for the 5-second cooldown timer. If we can talk before that, we might get less suspicion on us. And the bug! Did Warningtrack see it? The laser's hovering.
I mean, if we...
He did
Oh!
not.
Wow, that is crazy.
That is...
What was that shot for?
I mean, crazy not with the K, but still. He
Okay,
was looking at that bug pretty much. That was still a good bug,
so I'm
though.
gonna say Smallman is doing some shenanigans looking things here. He's just sort of pacing back and forth on this pad from for quite a while. Maybe Warningtrack just had
Sure.
enough of that nonsense.
Just a note from Strat, the action test was canceled, so KCM was intending to get a flirt off there.
Yeah.
The deduction target did move, so it was not a red test on purpose, although it is definitely a viable strategy on this map.
Yep. All right. So anyway, that brings KCM in the lead by 1.
Yeah, 4-3, and he was down 3-0 in the beginning.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
has done 4 in a row then.
Yeah, Warningtrack now definitely regretting the balcony pick.
Or
Starting
at
off with this
least
white dress.
rethinking it.
Yep.
Right.
I'm ready to go whenever you are.
Yeah.
Yep. Starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Got quite a few talkers to start, so we'll see what KCM's reaction is. Doesn't look like there's any yet, but had quite a few talkers at the start. Might be difficult to keep track of what's happening. And the white BB, we do have 3 talkers during that BB as well. So KCM probably not going to be getting too much information out of it. It does highlight all 3 talkers for that though.
Yeah, it doesn't seem he realized who would have interrupted or so, because usually he likes to watch for that within balcony banana breads.
And now gets a pretty solid flirt here. KCM does look like he's credited though. The laser did sort of move over towards that. It seems like he was definitely suspicious of that. We'll see what happens. The Warningtrack only needs 1 more flirt though, and he's going to be all done.
Yeah, and he needs only 18%, so we can't afford just going to the other side of the combo, which we do.
Right, this is a far distance away, but it's not going to... It might not be enough. Oh, 99%!
Oh!
That's what you get for going too far away. And he also ignored the action test, thinking that he didn't need to hit a green there in order to secure it, but just 1% away. And now that's basically going to secure Warningtrack that he'll lose this game, actually. That's crazy.
I mean, I can't blame him. Oh, that bot.
Yeah, you had to go for it in order to force something, and maybe KCM misses it, but he had to finish there. Then 90%, 99% really hurts that.
Yeah, and pixel to the right or pixel to the left might have made it, but I can't blame him for going there because you need only 18%. You would go farther away. But that was the only proper spot without risking weird conversation positioning to go to for a non-close flirt, and it just uh, it
Right,
hurts.
yeah.
It's one of those things that hurts.
Yeah, Warningtrack definitely, like, looking back at the decision made here, like, he just thought, well, if I'm close enough to the center of the conversation, we'll be fine. And he didn't want to go next to Alice because he was just with her at Windows, so that would probably lead to a shot from KCM. So it was smart, just KCM and Warningtrack just barely uh, being able to beat him on his own maps, fully sweeping it. So now
Yeah.
we're up on Ballroom with KCM as the spy.
Yep, and I am ready when you are.
Alright, one moment. My game is still trying to load in.
Alright, well, just count it down when you are ready.
Yeah, and it's been now kind of a reverse sweep. Like mentioned, so Trag was up 3-0, and now KCM has won 5 in a row.
Right.
So there's quite a momentum going as well.
And this is his own map, starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Maybe in pure fashion, a Warningtrack will sweep Balcony. We'll see.
You mean sweep ballroom?
Because it's KCM spec, KCM also really enjoys this map. We've seen him already pull off some great bugs on Mojang, which is, from personal experience, the map not too easy to get bugs on. So we'll see what KCM can do here.
Yeah, I remember playing ballroom with Warningtrack quite a bit, a season or two ago, but I can't remember if it was because he liked it or because he hated it and therefore wanted more practice on it.
Yeah, I think when you have over 10,000 games, you can definitely deal with any map. There are still some
True.
maps though, that you're going to favor. And sadly, at the start, we did hit a red test, so getting flirt completion is going to have to take a bit more effort from KCM, a little bit more time management. And we just go for the straight up swap. This is a bit counterintuitive, but maybe it's counterintuitive enough that Warningtrack will not be ready for it. And there you go, the swap comes off for Leopard. Let's see if KCM goes to capitalize on it. Looked like he might have been going for the bug, but Morgan Freeman bumped him out of the way, so decided to opt out of that. And now, if Warningtrack has caught this, it's down to a 50-50 between Leopard and Salmon.
And it seems that's the case because the thread starts low lighting.
Yeah, now this is going to be really tough. Ideally, as a KCM, you would love to just wait for Leopard to get back into conversation so you can banana. But
And
wow, really early shot comes off.
Well, so I'm yeah, that was a very
yeah,
early shot. I mean,
just for second statues.
he may. I mean, let's see if.
I guess he was afraid of a bug potential.
Yeah.
KCM has been getting bugged by him like every single game so far. Warningtrack has not caught it a single
Yeah, I'm just
time.
trying to see if he saw the fade, any chance to see the fade. He was clearly, very clearly looking for it. He must have just strongly suspected that it was green, just based on, the usual appearance of someone being sent to swap a statue.
Yeah, in situations like that where you have it down to 2 and you have a potential spy that could be finishing, like if Warningtrack does credit a bug and seduce, like the question I like to ask myself is like, how mad would I be if the spy wins right now?
Yep.
Especially since I've narrowed it down this far. So Warningtrack takes a bit of an early shot, but makes the correct decision.
So brings it back to draw situation. So we could see either one of them winning. Still.
Absolutely. Now we got Warningtrack as Smallman on Ballroom, starting off in 3, 2, 1, playing it. And starting off with a really close flirt. KCM does have the ability to just pair you for this at the start of the game, since he's devoting a little more of his energy to stuff like this. But we'll see if this comes back to bite Warningtrack later or not.
Yeah, perhaps it's still quite early for that not to be as noticed, even by KCM, though I wouldn't be surprised either way.
Yeah, just going to be idling here, possibly just going for a timer flirt. Just wanting to not be incredibly active, especially since we did go right up to Alice at the start of the game. If we went, for example, got a book and then came back here, potentially that would look even more suspicious. And yeah, now decent progress with the flirt, but no other mission progress at all. Just going to be waiting to see what opportunities the map is giving.
Yeah, bug is not very much an option because we're being watched, but fingerprint is. Might even go for a transfer later, but we do not, which is a very
Yeah.
valid choice. I think KCM would be on it.
Ooh, and we take that bug. Once again, the ambassador, when they're at the back of the conversation like that, it's usually a great opportunity for the spy to go. And really nice there. With plus the ambassador taking a drink, we immediately request. So going to get that fingerprint taken care of as well. This is looking to be like a very strong spy game from Warningtrack. Not even a highlight yet.
Yeah, we could get suspicion for that drink take, as in theory Toby would be more likely to offer Alice first. But no highlight. I assume it was not interpreted that way, but rather than saved combat.
Absolutely. And now we just need to wait for the double agent to cooperate, but they are out right now. And there's no way that they're going to be fitting into this conversation. It's a bit full right now. So we'll have to see if Warningtrack yeah, he is going to just head over there immediately. Does not want to be missing out here on a chance to potentially win the game right now.
Yeah, I mean banana bread and you're
Banana
just
bread.
done. And I
Yeah,
don't think we're getting shot here.
yeah. It was a bit risky since if the SDA was out, it would have only been down to 2 people from Warningtrack's perspective. But he felt like the bug and the print were so clean that even if this BB is suspicious, that he would be able to get away with mission wins anyway. So a really nice clean game from Warningtrack. Sweeps KCM's pick.
Yep, all right, and I was off by 1 point. It was actually 5-4 at the start of this match. Now it is tied at 5-5. So we'll be going into the last map, and we'll see if one of these two can pull out a sweep here. The person who sweeps will win. Otherwise, it'll be a tie party.
Yep. Starting off with Leopard as the spy. With Inspect on.
I am ready to go when you are.
Alright, starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Pretty awkward position to start here with, but the ST does come to us, so gets us a pretty nice early flirt there.
Yeah, that evens it out. 43%, because even though it was green, we were not far enough, but it's fine. Especially now that he comes back.
Yep, now we're just one flirt away, and it's only been 30 seconds since the start of the game. We're making some very early progress.
Yeah, 30 seconds. We're one wide close flirt away, and we haven't been standing close by our own initiation, as it were, by our own call.
Right. It's possible still for Warningtrack to pair this, but it's going to be very unlikely for that to really happen. So.
I think if he pairs it the other way.
Right, that's usually the situation that happens. But now in this scenario, KCM really far ahead. Just looking for a good opportunity to BB and maybe get this last seduce. The double agent hasn't been in yet, and giving him any good opportunities yet.
Yeah, we still need a third mission.
the way the games have been going so far, Bug has been playing out really well for KCM, so we'll see if he goes for that. He's actually in a really good position right now.
Yeah,
Gets
with Toby covered. Oh,
yeah, decides not to take it. That position there that KCM picked was close enough to not trigger Ambassador's personal space, but was close enough to Bug. So he was able to give himself the option. Unfortunately, Ambassador did leave after taking the drink, but it was not a terrible decision by any means by KCM.
yeah, I probably personally would have gone for the bug as Toby had a very good cover. Even if looking from sniper's point of view, it wouldn't have been too visible. But I very much understand the decision not to instead as well.
Yeah, and you see KCM doing the same thing here again. I think he might be a bit out of range here, but it's the same idea. Be close enough to Bug, but not far, not close, not too close to trigger personal space.
Yeah.
And now we're still waiting for the double agent to get in conversation. Finally, they decided to do it. It's been actually
But
going for the briefcase instead.
yeah,
Yeah, double agent just deciding to really not be helpful.
I mean we still have 40 seconds, so Double Agent doesn't have that much space to go elsewhere. So I want to say it's still kind of fine.
Yeah,
And
double
there we
agent
go.
finally decides to cooperate after like a really long time. I don't think they were in for very long at all. So
Yeah.
Oh, an unfortunate shot choice. I mean, just that's how 3 of 5 games go. Did mom
yeah, right there.
visit statues possibly?
I don't believe so, but
Oh, she did one
visited
visit.
middle.
Oh,
In the
did she?
beginning, she was close to Ambassador, so potential bug suspicion. Um, what else?
Yeah,
She
no,
had a briefcase.
yeah, she did visit one statue. So
Well, she visited. She one cycled middle statues. So something
Yeah.
important to note here for
okay.
actually, well,
So
she
she could have
did
been.
visit another,
Yeah, she could have been none.
so it's possible.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
Full
so that's
statues.
just a young.
That's just a 3 of 5 standard 3 of 5 shot. Shoot the person who could be dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, Inspecs, this is the map I was really talking about with Noob. Inspecs pays off really nicely if an AI does complete it. If they don't, it's like you're playing any 3 of 4. But in this case, AI completes it, they get shot.
All right, and with that, that means Warningtrack will be spying for the Thai party here.
Yes.
But if this is the map to do it on, and I am ready when you
Absolutely.
are.
And now starting as OJ in 3, 2, 1, playing it. You really do need a solid game here. We'll see. Warningtrack did leave on Inspect, so giving himself the opportunity if an AI does go complete 3 inspects.
Yeah, our seduction comes next to us, but he's not close enough, so it ends up being only 30%, which is a little bit of an oof, as I would call it.
That's true. The conversations here, usually you can get some flirts, and it's pretty regular. You have quite a bit of time. The map is not that big, so Warningtrack should still be on okay pace. We'll just have to wait and see how close the ST.
Yeah, fair enough. On a high rise, you probably want to flirt, for a bit farther, usually, anyways. So you need to green, either way.
Right. On this map too, you can even see like Ambassador taking 2 fingerprintable drinks, which is pretty rare. Not many maps have the Ambassador chugging drinks that much, or even having the opportunity to take drinks. So you can imagine that getting flirts is easier if Ambassador is taking that many drinks. Just
Yeah,
so many people staying in conversation the whole time.
yeah, we do go for those inspects. Oh, that was printable. That explains it.
Yep, snags the print first. With inspects on, that will be a little bit more suspicious. Could potentially go for a silent game, uh, giving himself the inspects as another option, as another out in case he needs it.
I think in this game I would prefer to do banana bread and not do the statues. I know I mentioned already a couple of times today this, sniper will wait for you to finish statues, but considering how powerful can a banana bread be on this map with 3 out of 5 for framing purposes, I think that would even strengthen that kind of logic even more.
Absolutely. Sadly, Warningtrack did red test the Seduce previously, so that's going to be pretty rough with the completion now. And now the ST bails right after the banana bread. So honestly, Seduce might even be off the table with how uh, annoying they're being.
Yeah, you would need to green it basically. I don't think there's enough time for a 2 test, and we do get highlight for something.
Yeah, we really weren't doing much there. My guess would be a late BB highlight, but honestly, really difficult to determine what that was for.
Perhaps sort of a, pairing and just delayed highlight. And we do
Oh,
get
the shot from
shot.
soft.
He did cut animation, I think, putting the book back.
Okay, then fair enough.
True.
Yeah. He was going for a book fingerprint there. So he could have, if he got the fingerprint, he could have been done in KCM's mind, potentially.
Yeah, hard to know if that shot was for 1.5 prints or if that shot's for the read cancel.
Yeah.
Ends up snapping his arms back down, but really it would have been hard to see. So not quite sure what the shot was for, but really nicely done for KCM to take the set.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Yeah.
I mean, he did have an option. The ambassador had just taken a. Had he just taken a drink, or no? He had one already. No, yeah, he did just take a drink. So that there was a print on that drink if he had requested it.
Yeah, I really love how overall this game just went back and forth, even though
Yeah.
with 3 game streaks, 5 game streaks, but it still felt very equal, felt very even, and just kept going back and forth. And we do see that from the result as well.
All right. Okay. So I can see the. Was there no talking for a little bit? No, there wasn't. It was there technically was, but I'm just wondering what the highlight was for. Yeah, I don't know what the highlight was for, other than just him deciding that.
White BB, that
Yeah.
would be like the main
It
thing
was
I
just
could
a pretty. It was a while afterwards. That's all. Just the wheels turning, his M's activating slowly, maybe. All right. Well, anyway, with that, KCM pulls out a win. That was very, very close set, but that's how Diamond rolls much of the time.
Yeah,
really
very much.
great play from both sides.
Yep.
And now I think on the standings that does put a Warningtrack at 0-2. Not quite sure.
If so, then he is in good company because I am there as well. Unfortunately.
Yes. 0-2 for both Kledos and Warningtrack.
Yep, Diamond is real hard. Newsflash.
I mean, which division isn't?
Right, all the
Yeah,
divisions
that's actually
now,
that is kind of
so much
true.
skill
Yeah.
is just throughout. It's just everyone's getting better and better. The competition's really upping, so excited to see more players just getting better and having some really exciting games this entire season.
Yeah, it's a struggle all over.
Yep, this game is hard. All right. Anyway, that is our cast for today. Oh yeah, do we know what cast? Can we? Is it safe to announce these? If here or have they been?
I believe Boulder has picked, but there hasn't been an official announcement.
All right, there are matches
so...
picked, but I'll leave them as a secret for now.
Yeah, just keep an eye on the Spy Party's Discord, and you should see an announcement in SCL announcements.
Yep. But there will be 3 matches, and they will be from various divisions, and that is all I will reveal today.
And the cast will be, I believe, at 5 p.m. Pacific.
There may be one game from a bear-related player. But which bear, I will not reveal. And that is all.
Too many
Okay, thank you
bears.
all. Okay, goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye bye. Thanks for watching.